All right, rise and shine, everyone. Welcome in at 6 o'clock. Jason and Alicia with you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Wonderful weekend for Vikings fans. That was a great comeback to watch.
It was so nerve-wracking, though, when our first QB went out, and then we brought in our backup. We're going to give you all the highlights here coming up in a little bit. Meanwhile, let's get over to meteorologist John Ziegler. Happy Monday, Skull.
Oh, I still cannot believe what Dobbs pulled off without practice. It's hard to comprehend. So Skull, 50, also a Skull. 50 degrees outside right now. I did not put a coat on. I know that I don't even think our backyard is working functionally, but I wasn't going to wear a coat today if I was going to be out there. 58 in La Crosse, 50 in the Twin Cities. Now it's the cold front. Cold front sitting right here. It is going to halt the warming today, but it's not necessarily going to cool us down much because of the timing of this thing. So we're starting to shift the winds here. They were out of the south, now to the west, and then eventually out of the north. So we will see temperatures fall. But as you look at radar, most of the rain is up in Duluth, Hayward area. This is the warm front here. The snow is going to stay to the north because the lows have been staying north of us. That is, at this point, what the pattern is going to continue to be. Lows stay to the north, we stay mild. 50 degrees today, or low 50s, more cloud cover than sunshine. We'll talk about how long this pattern is going to last. It could be a while in your forecast, guys.
John, thank you. Let's give you a look at the roads on this Monday here at 6:02. Sitting accident-free, no crashes here around the 694, 494 loop. Drive times are still average for you this morning.
Turning now to our top story. In a matter of hours, the city of Minneapolis will start the process of tearing down the former Kmart building on Lake Street.
Yeah, city spokespeople tell us that demolition was actually set for next spring, but it was fast-tracked after a fire broke out here a couple of weeks ago. So today, crews are just going to be removing materials from the inside. Let's get to Cece Gaines with more on that.
Hey there, guys. Well, city spokespeople tell us that demolition was supposed to happen next spring, but because of the fire that broke out here just a couple of weeks ago, they decided to fast track the process. So today, crews will just be taking everything out of the building, and then next week is when demolition happens. So this project will reconnect Nicollet Avenue. The Kmart store was built here in 1977, which led to the road being closed. Since then, Mayor Jacob Fry has described it as one of the worst urban planning decisions ever made. Right now, the city has 3 concepts for the public space and 4 ideas for Nicollet Avenue. If you'd like a say on the new roadway and public space design concepts, you have until November 15th to take the online survey. Now, coming up in about 30 minutes, we're going to hear from a local business owner and what they have to say about this long-awaited project. Back to you.
All right, Cece, thank you. We do have an update this morning on the shooting that happened Halloween night in Brooklyn Park.
In the last 16 hours, we've learned that a second teenager has died. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner tells us the 16-year-old boy died Friday at North Memorial Hospital 3 days after he was shot. Another 16-year-old died on the scene. This all happened on Zane Avenue just as trick-or-treating was starting. Police are still looking for whoever pulled the trigger. We're following developing news right now. Bloomington police tell us 2 people were sent to the hospital after a motorcycle crash near France Avenue. This is video from the scene on American Boulevard around 5:30 last night. We can confirm a man and a woman were on the motorcycle when it crashed. Police tell us the woman's condition right now is serious. This afternoon, the Hibbing community will pay tribute to their own Adam Johnson after he died last week in a tragic hockey accident.
Now they're hosting a public celebration of life at the Hibbing Memorial Arena. Over the weekend, his former college team, the UMD Bulldogs, honored him on the ice, and over in England, hundreds of bouquets sit outside the Nottingham Panthers Arena. They held a moment of silence for Johnson, as did the Sheffield Steelers, the team he was playing against when he died. The 29-year-old was laid to rest during a private funeral yesterday. All are welcome to attend today's event from 1:30 to 5 p.m. Authorities say a toxic chemical, often called the silent killer, nearly took the life of a 4-year-old girl in Rochester.
A woman who was at the right place at the right time helped save her life. Morgan Wolf spoke with her about her quick actions.
I saw a guy run into the swimming pool, so I kind of followed him in and just to see what the pool looked like. And there was a couple of women screaming and a little girl laying on the ground.
Panic at a hotel pool when a little girl collapsed.
I worked for the pediatric ICU at St. Mary's for 12 years.
Until Cindy Clement knew what to do.
Yes.
She started CPR on the little girl, getting her to breathe again within a minute.
She took a deep breath in and opened her eyes. But then she stayed unconscious We didn't know why. We didn't know there was a CO2 leak.
Rochester police responded to La Quinta Inn and Suites, saying that 4 people were taken to the hospital, adding that the building was evacuated for a possible carbon monoxide leak. Fans were brought in to clear that air out, and people were eventually allowed back into the hotel. All 4 injured survived.
I just do what nurses do. We save lives too, not just the doctors.
Wow, right place at the right time for sure. So carbon monoxide symptoms include headache, dizziness, weakness, nausea or vomiting, and loss of muscle control and consciousness. If you suspect someone has carbon monoxide poisoning, you're asked to call 911. Well, time is running out to vote early in tomorrow's election.
The early voting center in Minneapolis opens in less than 60 minutes and closes at 5 o'clock tonight. If you live in Minneapolis, really important to get out there and vote. All 13 seats are up for grabs on the city council. And over in St. Paul, there is a question that could raise taxes out there. So if you're planning to vote in person tomorrow, polls open at 7 a.m. And of course, we have everything you need to know about tomorrow's elections, from how ranked choice works to what's on your ballot. Just text VOTE to 763-797-7215. Remember, text that number and do not call. The Vikings, they are back over 500 this morning after a thrilling last-minute comeback win in Atlanta. If the playoffs started today, guess what? The Vikings would be in.
We're going to make it nonetheless, right?
Yes, so for sure.
It's all thanks, though, to Vikings' brand new quarterback, Josh Dobbs, who just joined the team only 6 days ago.